Temperatures were actually a little bit lower today compared to what we saw yesterday. In some cases, 4, 5, or even 6 degrees lower today compared to what we saw yesterday. What got us, the humidity was once again elevated, but even that through the course of the afternoon really wasn't as bad today as it was yesterday. Good evening and a very happy Thursday. I'm Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Dressman. 91 was the high temperature today in Scottsboro, Arab, Albertville. Coleman saw 90 degrees. Fort Payne saw a high temperature this afternoon of 92. They actually beat out Florence, who saw a high temperature of 91. Normally Florence, one of the warmer spots across the Tennessee Valley. Fayetteville saw 93 degrees up in southern Middle Tennessee. The Huntsville International Airport saw a high temperature this afternoon of 93 degrees. For a little bit of reference, Florence yesterday afternoon saw a high temperature of 97 degrees. And the Huntsville International Airport, who saw 93 today, saw 95 yesterday. So across the board, we were a little bit cooler today compared to what we were talking about on Wednesday. Fair weather cumulus clouds over in northeast Alabama. Now, I actually think some of this cloud cover could end up producing a little bit of rain over the next several minutes or even over the next couple of hours. We'll talk about that in just a second, but otherwise, still plenty of sunshine over in northeast Alabama. Got a couple of other views for you from the top of Montesano. Once again, some fair weather cumulus clouds hanging out off into the distance, but otherwise plenty of blue sky. A little bit of haze, but that's expected this time of year. 92 degrees right now from the top of Montesano, and in all honesty, dew point's not too terrible. Sitting in the lower 70s, yes, that puts them in the very humid category if we were to be looking at some sort of a humidity meter, but when you consider the fact that it is mid and late July, a dew point of 72 degrees is not all that bad. Somewhat expected for this time of year. Maybe some towering clouds off in the distance. We're looking northbound on Memorial Parkway. Still plenty of sunshine here in downtown Huntsville, but otherwise, I do notice some of those towering clouds back off into the distance. Maybe a little bit of rain is going to begin to develop in northern Madison County here over the next several minutes. Current temperatures, current heat indices across the area. 86 feels like 98 in Coleman. 88 feels like 95 in Moulton. 90 feels like 99 in Fayetteville. Sitting at 89 feels like 94 over in Fort Payne. 92 feels like 98 in Huntsville. I really don't foresee these heat indices going back above 100 anymore this evening. I think we're going to begin to see temperatures and heat indices drop over the next couple of hours. Now, if you are going to be spending some time outside through the rest of the evening, bear in mind it is going to be warm, it is going to be humid. For the most part, we're talking about a mostly clear sky, but there are a couple of folks who are probably going to end up getting somewhat unlucky and end up having to deal with a little bit of rain. Most of us, again, going to be dry. 89 at 7, 85 by 8, 83 degrees by the time we get to 9 o'clock. And from there, we're not really going to cool off all that much as we head into the overnight. I'll show you that here in just a little bit. Have a good look at the radar. Beginning to see a little bit of rain, like I said, develop across the Tennessee Valley. A couple of isolated showers hanging out across far northeast Mississippi. Some of that activity beginning to move into northwest Alabama. But the primary focus this evening is the shower and thunderstorm activity that's beginning to develop over in northeast Alabama. Scottsboro down into Henniger, back down into Fort Payne. We're talking about a couple of light showers back into southern Madison County even. Talking about a couple of light showers back into Morgan County, down into Coleman County, just to the north of Guntersville. We're talking about a little bit of light rain back south of Scottsboro, again, right around the Henniger area, and then this activity heading into northwest Georgia. We're talking about some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Now, none of this activity is severe, and as of right now, it doesn't look like we're even talking about some stronger thunderstorms. It just looks like we're talking about some pockets of heavier rain, maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder. I don't see any lightning showing up here. If we were talking about some lightning, we would begin to see some white ticks show up within these individualized cells. But for the time being, just kind of looks like we're talking about some scattered showers with maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder. And this type of activity is liable to develop over the next couple of hours. Then once we get beyond sunset, it's going to be somewhat more challenging for this activity to begin to fire up. Now, I say that, and we saw the showers and thunderstorms that popped up somewhat quickly between the 9 and 10 o'clock hour last night over in northwest Alabama. But then once we got beyond 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, a lot of that activity really began to fizzle off. Given the warm and humid conditions, I suppose maybe it's no surprise that activity was able to sustain itself a couple of hours beyond sunset. Now, as we head into your Friday, we're going to begin to increase the opportunities for rain a little bit. There is currently an area of low pressure hanging out in the northern Gulf, almost right over the state of Louisiana, and it's bringing a fair amount of rain to the state of Louisiana. Some of that rain beginning to move up into central Mississippi, central Alabama, and then some of that activity already beginning to push its way up into north Alabama. Some of that activity we're talking about this evening, diurnally driven, yes, but we're also beginning to see some rain associated with this area of low pressure. And it's going to be our focus over the next day and a half or so as this area of low pressure begins to move and have a greater impact on our sensible weather across North Alabama, southern and middle Tennessee. So here's Futurecast, 10 o'clock this evening, still talking about that area of low pressure kind of beginning to move onshore right over the state of Louisiana. It has no tropical characteristics about it. This is the area of low pressure that we thought at one point could gain some tropical characteristics, but at this point that's not going to happen. It's moving onshore. It's just an area of low pressure producing showers and thunderstorms. Now, over the next day, tonight, early into your Friday morning, and then through the course of Friday afternoon, this area of low pressure is going to begin to slide to the north. Yes, it's going to stay well to the west, but it's also going to begin to slide to the north. What does that mean for us? That means the opportunities for scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to begin to increase across the Tennessee Valley. The rotation around that area of low pressure is such that we're going to do a really good job at ushering in a little more moisture into our neck of the woods, but at the same time, we're also going to see a little bit more cloud cover, so it's going to be a little bit cooler as we head into your Friday afternoon. Speaking of your Friday afternoon, we get to the lunch hour. We're talking about more clouds across the Tennessee Valley, but we're also talking about isolated to wide-scattered showers and thunderstorms. Some of this activity could be diurnally driven, just like we're talking about this evening, but a lot of this activity is going to be associated with that area of low pressure. As that area of low pressure begins to push itself to the north, we're going to begin to see showers and thunderstorms develop across the Tennessee Valley. Some of this activity is even going to stick with us Friday night and then early into Saturday morning. Now, the vast majority of us are going to be dry, but then through the middle and later part of Saturday morning, look what's happening. Other scattered showers and thunderstorms are beginning to develop, and that activity is going to stick with us as we head into the afternoon. Now, is Saturday afternoon going to be a complete and total washout? No, absolutely not. But should you maybe proceed with a little bit of caution as we head into Saturday afternoon? Yes. Should you have an umbrella handy? Also, yes. And this activity is going to come to an end as we head into the overnight and then early into your Sunday morning. It's going to be another warm night across the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures are only going to drop into the mid-70s. I've got a low temperature right around 74 degrees. In case you're curious, the average low temperature for this time of year, right around 70 or 71. Like I said, a couple of degrees cooler tomorrow. Temperatures climbing consistently into the upper 80s and lower 90s, as opposed to temperatures climbing into the low and mid 90s or the mid and upper 90s that we saw yesterday. So tomorrow, definitely going to be a little bit cooler. It is still going to be humid across the Tennessee Valley, but because air temperatures are going to be a little bit lower, heat indices are also going to end up being just a little bit lower. If you'd like to spend some time outside tomorrow evening, I forgot to change the banner. That's what I meant to do. I forgot to change the banner. It's supposed to be something about a campfire. I don't have a grill. I have a fun little image of a campfire, but I forgot to change the grill to something campfire. I don't think campfire cast, I don't think that really works, so I guess I'll accept ideas on that one. If you have an idea for what this graphic should be called, it's in a backyard, involves a campfire. If you can help me come up with a clever name, that'd be great. You can email me, jdressman@fox54.com, or find my Facebook page, Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. I guess we need a name for this since I didn't come up with one. 91 at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, 89 at 7, 85 by 8, 83 degrees by the time we get to 9 o'clock. So it is going to be a little bit cooler tomorrow evening. But again, you should understand that a little bit of rain is going to be in the forecast. Then we get to the weekend, 90 degrees on Saturday, 92 degrees on Sunday, starting each day in the 70s. Saturday and Sunday going to be nearly identical. Scattered showers and thunderstorms on Saturday, scattered showers and thunderstorms once again as we head into your Sunday. Have a good look at the next 7 days. There's your Friday. There's your weekend. Again, this is a 7-day forecast that looks like everything you would expect